Hey, there goes my voice again. But I'm gonna be quick today. Um, I just hopped off a call with a client, and I had to share something that she said and did with me, and I do have her permission to share what she said, of course, without disclosing who she is, which is totally fine by me. But I thought it was share worthy for sure, right? If you happen to be here with me live, do me a favor and say, um, hey D, in the comments. If you happen to catch the replay, do me a favor and type replay in the chat. And if for whatever reason you don't know who I am, you've seen this somewhere on the interwebs. I'm glad that you're watching this. I do have some shenanigans in tow, so just bear with me for a few minutes. But I'm Danielle, the coach. I'm a certified life and leadership coach. I help primarily millennials, but entrepreneurs, CEOs, and influencers balance the demands of life, leadership, and business. And in this season, a lot of times that looks like helping my entrepreneurs, CEOs, and influencers that are still juggling a 9 to 5, helping them to create their corporate exit strategy so that they can quit with confidence. Excuse me. So I have a client that I am serving and supporting on her journey. We worked together. It's been a little over 90 days now. And before we wrapped our call, um, we kind of I did some reflecting, right? But also some level setting for what's next. Because not only have we worked together for 90 days, she's also um, enrolled in continuing to work with me for another 90 days. And she did that maybe 60 days in to working with me the first go round, knowing that she appreciated the support that she was getting, wanted to dive in and could maintain the momentum that she had. So we already knew like when the first 90 days came to an end, like we still had another 90 days. So I wanted to make sure to just do a touch point to see how her time had been, to hear it from her, right? I've been watching her, I've been serving her, I've been coaching her, right? Partnering with her on her journey over the last 90 or so days. And so I just wanted to see like where she was at with it. And one of the things that she shared with me was when I asked her to reflect on the first 90 days and thinking about where she was when she started, where she is now, like what are her thoughts on that? What are her takeaways, right? And so she said one of the first things she said that she not only sees it, but she feels that she is not the same person, right? Um, and I think that's something amazing to be able to distinguish. You know, you kind of see yourself. Some people have the ability to see themselves from the outside in. So seeing yourself, right, as being transformed, right, or undergoing a metamorphosis, if you will, a transformation, but then also feeling the transformation happening like within you, right? I think it's amazing. And so her words, I see and I feel the transformation. I see and I feel that I'm not the same person. Well, yeah, that I'm not the same person. And then she also noted that it's spilling over into other areas of her life. So she came wanting to show up more powerfully in business, show up more confidently in business, to take back control of her time, to find balance that aligns with who she is, and balance that works for her because she's juggling so many balls, right? Was juggling a 9 to 5, amongst other things on the personal front. And one of the things that we can celebrate is that she is no longer gainfully employed. She left her 9 to 5, right? So now she stepped into the abyss of full time entrepreneurship, and she was able to do that confidently, right? And so when she says that, um, the transformation is spilling over into other areas of her life, when I asked her to expound on that, and she said her confidence is going into spilling into other things, right? Not just the business. And here's the kicker of what she said. I didn't even ask for this. I wasn't even looking for it, right? But my good sis said, when it comes to the confidence, she said men are noticing it too. Men are seeing it too. So the work that we've been doing, right, in helping her to show up as the next most powerful version of herself, to shed was no longer serving her, to quit was no longer serving her, right? But to also be able to do it confidently and with a strategy, right, that's tailor made for her lifestyle so that she can do what she needs to do, when she wants to do it, how she wants to do it, with clarity and ultimately with confidence, right? So we work that thing out, right? Corporate exit strategists here, right? It's gonna be figured out. And so we were able to do that. But in that process of working out those kinks and getting her to where she needed to be, we were flexing different muscles. You know, muscles that have been there, right? My clients are go-getters. We just get the wind knocked out of us sometimes. Life will do that to you, right? But I'm here to like remind you, like, hey, I'm gonna dust you off. You know, we're gonna see what you're carrying that's really not yours, what you need to pick up, right? What adjustments you need to make, what adjustments you're willing to make. And where are we going on this journey? So in doing all of that, like especially after chucking the deuces at her 9 to 5, like my client has a whole entire S on her chest, right? But the S is there in service of her now, right? Knowing and equipping her with what she needs to be able to do, what needs to be done in a way that's effective, in a way that supports the lifestyle that she lives, in a way that allows her to show up and have peace. That's something else that she shared. Like, peace is present for her. Whereas when we first started, it was not. Right? Peace was lacking. And now she has peace about so many things. You know, I asked her, like, what emotions are present for you now? Joy, peace. You know, like, and those words are not words that I take lightly, because a lot of times when my clients first find me, right, before they even raise their hand to have a free strategy session, before they receive the invitation to become a client, they lack those things. They don't have peace. They don't have peace of mind. They don't have joy, right? They're unfulfilled. They're frustrated. They're overwhelmed, and then sometimes underwhelmed at the same time, depending on what part or facet of their life we're talking about at that time. Like disgruntled, probably angry, you know, pissed off, tired, emotionally and spiritually fatigued, right? It's just not the physical, but you're mentally tired, you're emotionally and you're spiritually tired because you're showing up in places by obligation, right, that are no longer serving you, and is sucking the life out of you. And until you're able to break free and align yourself with the right support and accountability that can breathe life back into you, right, and help you see the bigger picture, to help you clear some of that fog, to see what's really on the other side of doing something different, right? But what is it that is divinely assigned and aligned to you to do on the other side of whatever space it is, whatever relationship it is that you are continuing to show up in, that you know is well beyond its expiration date, whether it's that 9 to 5, like whether it's a relationship, right? These are things that my entrepreneurs, CEOs, and influencers, this baggage that we carry sometimes, right? And sometimes it's out of um, just like repetition, comfort, familiarity, and sometimes it's out of obligation. But until you make a decision, right, that something's got to change, and then when until you make the decision to make a change, to do something different, nothing will change. What you'll do is you'll readjust in your figurative seat, right, to find another position to get comfortable in for another couple of days, another couple of weeks, another couple of months. But the fact that you're not comfortable is never going to go away until you make a decision to do something different. You need a new chair. You don't need to reposition. The chair isn't doing it for you. The chair has lived a good life, right? It has supported you and it has held you to the best of its ability up until now, but it's no longer doing the job for you, right? It's time to find a new chair. You might even be holding yourself back from a couch, right? Something way more comfortable, way more roomy, way more spacious, right? I'm gonna leave that analogy where it is, but I think you see where I'm going with it, right? It's all about the decision that you have not made, or actually the decision that you have made, because if you've decided to do nothing, that is a decision. And that's what a lot of my go-getters um, miss. We think, well, I haven't made a decision yet. Well, no, you did. You made a decision to do nothing. That is a decision. You decided. So your discomfort is a decision that you have chosen. Because once you are awakened to reality, once you are awakened to what's really happening, now you're obligated to do something about it. And whether you choose to do something different and reposition, like get rid of the chair, right? Going along with my last example, or whether you choose to do nothing, right? It's a choice. It's a choice. You have way more power in this thing than what you're giving yourself credit for. And so if you have been allowing yourself to wallow in unfulfillment, lacking purpose, out of alignment with your purpose, you don't know what your purpose is, you don't have clarity on what's possible for you on the other side of this space that you're in that's so uncomfortable that it's affecting your mental health. Um, or if you have a vision and the vision is so big and wild and scary that like it paralyzes you, like I really want you to lean into what I'm saying, and I really want you to consider booking a free strategy session with me. Like, you got things to do, and I was going to say you got work to do, but it's not all about work, right? You got things to do. You are here on this earth for a reason. Your life has an overarching purpose, right? And in different, this is my philosophy on purpose. What I believe is that in different seasons of our lives, there are different purpose assignments that we have that are always tethered to the overarching purpose that we have at the outset, right? But in different seasons, there's different slices of purpose that we are given, right? And there's certain assignments. So every assignment, there is a beginning and there's an end. You've probably stayed in this space, right? And you're uncomfortable now because your assignment has been complete. And maybe you didn't even know that you were there for a purpose assignment, right? But your time there in that space is fulfilled. Your discomfort is coming because it is a sign that it's time for you to move, not just readjust, not self soothe, not put a band aid on a big old bloody wound. No, you're never going to get to the point of um, peace and joy and fulfillment and challenge, because my go-getters need a challenge, right? What is life if we don't have a challenge, something to get up and go get? You are going to continue to be miserable if you don't do something about it. Okay, so I always love to share this quote by Arsha Jones, and if you don't know who she is, Google her. Nobody's coming to save you. You first must make a decision that something's got to shift. And if you don't have the capacity, you don't have the energy, you don't have the mental fortitude to figure it out by yourself, that's when you have to lean in and reach out and ask for the right support and accountability to help pull you out of that quicksand that you're in, that you've been allowing yourself to kind of waddle in, right? Maybe not even realizing that it was quicksand, but it is, technically speaking, right? Ask for the support and the help that you need. You don't have to figure it out by yourself. And asking for the right support and accountability, it doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. It makes you absolutely wise. And the type of support that I am offering you is life coaching, right? Like, I'm a life and leadership coach. You're a go-getter. You're a leader. So it's fused into what I do and how I do it, right? But life is happening and life is going to always continue to happen. But my question for you is, what are you going to do about it? Your next level and your next season is going to require you to show up in the world flexing a little bit differently than what you're flexing now. And if you were able to do it by yourself, if you were able to dig yourself out of the quicksand or pull yourself out of the quicksand by yourself, you would have been able to do it already. Because I know you've been trying. You've been racking your brain. You've probably been talking ad nauseum to maybe your inner circle, or your trusted advisors, or maybe your mentor, right? Maybe even your therapist, right? And so you've been working on some things, you've been healing some things. Okay, but what about what's next? What about your goal or your goals? What are you willing to do about that, right? And do you really want it? This is where life coaching comes in. It supports you with getting from where you are to where you really want to be. Even if you don't know the how when we start, it doesn't matter. You don't have to know that. That's a part of the journey. That's a part of the process. The last live stream I did, I talked about what coaching is, right? And why it's the how did I word it? It's the life hack that my fellow go-getters don't even know that they need, right? And it's for that reason. It's to help pull you out of the quicksand, right? Level set, dust yourself off, get clear on who you are in this season, get clear on who you're not anymore. Because what we do without even thinking about it is we carry along these stories about ourselves that are no longer true. It may have been true about past versions of ourselves, but in this season, some of those things aren't true. We've outgrown that. We're living in brand new skin, but we're still seeing ourselves as that old, um, weaker, less wise, maybe even timid, maybe even scatterbrained person that we were, however you would describe previous versions of yourself that you are not the most proud of, right? But the whole time you're showing up, killing the game, but you still see yourself as that old person. Where you're going next, that's not going to serve you. You got to let that go. And having an outside, unbiased perspective and point of view on who you are now and helping your mind to catch up with the physical, right? But then having your mind dictate who we need to be moving forward, it's a game changer. And just like I started out this live talking about what my client said, like she can not only see, but she can also feel the transformation. And the transformation has the nerve to be spilling over into other aspects of her life that she wasn't even focusing on when she came to work with me. It was about getting her position and confident enough to quit that 9 to 5 and not look without regret, like with confidence and without regret. Box checked, right? But now she looks up and like she's flexing muscles in other areas of her life. And it's just like she got a new attitude, and rightfully so. She's been doing the work, and she's working with me. And I'm tooting my own horn because this is my purpose. This is a gift that I have, right? And I don't take it lightly. And so it's amazing to see, just to hear her articulate what I've been able to see myself, right? And that's a game changer too, because now her mind is eons beyond where it was when we first started. And guess what? We got another 90 days. So the world better buckle up. If you're here with me live, do me a favor and say hey D in the comments so that I know that you're here. If you caught this on the replay, do me a favor and say replay, and I'll come back through and show you some love. Um, and last but not least, if anything that I said here today spoke to your soul, right? Maybe you've been watching my videos for a minute. Maybe you've been kind of poking around. You've seen me showing up, and there's different things that I'm saying that have been resonating with you, but you have not yet taken the time or the opportunity to choose you, to bet on you, to prioritize yourself, to take a risk, to do something different, right? Maybe try it out. You may not know that much about coaching, right? It may be a new space for you. You may not know anybody who's done it before. Look at my page. Go look at the videos. Go look at my client testimonials. Go check out YouTube. Like, Google me, right? There's evidence out there, and like this could be you in 90 days, right? The life that you see, the life that you're living now, it could be turned on its head and totally night and day in a year's time, in 6 months' time, right? But it all starts with a decision. It's not about what you need to do to work towards the dream at this point. It's about the decision that you're going to make about what shift that you're willing to enact next, right? And if you know that you've been thinking about this thing, trying to do something in your own might, I want you to rest on that for a second and take a moment to really think about the support that you need, right? And it's okay if you have to go outside of your immediate circle. It's okay if you have to go outside of your family. Everybody plays a role. We're all role players, right? And sometimes it takes stepping outside of that space, having a place where you can go, where you can let your hair down, where you can be the most transparent, honest, open, and vulnerable with your wild dreams that scare most people, that most people don't understand, and actually go and work towards them and bring them to life. And not only make a believer out of them, but make a believer out of you, right? And this is the space where that stuff happens. And so I want to invite you to book a free strategy session. In the strategy session, I'm going to be asking you questions to learn more about what you got going on, what's been in the way, what it is that you aspire to do, or bring to life, like what your big wild dreams are. And I will support you in this free call with a strategy for you to take action on, right? And you can walk away from the call and go take action and go kill the game, right? But I will also, if I feel like you're a good fit to work with me, I'm letting you know now that I will make an invitation. If I feel like you're a good fit, I will make an invitation for you to work with me. Why? Because why wouldn't I? Why would I send you back out into the wilderness, right? If I see that support and accountability, amongst other things, is what you really need, I will be doing you a disservice, and my work here will be pointless. So just know that. But what I want to encourage you to do is to lean in and book that free strategy session. You can go to www.daniellethecoach.com/apply. The link is also in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you on your call. See you next time.